What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another fun one for you guys. I figured let's mix it up a little bit. So today, no whiskey for you guys. And also, I figured maybe you guys are getting a little bit tired of just seeing me review one bottle. So today, we're not doing one, we're not doing two, we're doing three different bottles all at the same time. Let's compare and contrast and see what the differences are that we get in between these bottles. So let's get into it. So like I said, today we are not doing another whiskey video. Today is all about rum. So I figured let's pick three different rums that I have. They might be the only three rums that I have, but luckily they are all from three totally different regions, which is pretty cool. So maybe we'll be able to distinguish what region to region has to offer and see which one I might like better. So the ones we're going to review today, we have a rum from the Dominican Republic, we have a rum from Jamaica, and then we also have a rum from Barbados. So really cool. Three different regions, potentially three different styles. They're all made of molasses, so they shouldn't be vastly different, but a lot of things can happen when you age and barrel, and depending on how you cook that molasses. So let's see which ones we're going to do today. So the first one we're going to talk about today is Appleton Estate. This is probably one of the most well-known rum brands out there. Probably one of the most popular, easy drinking ones out there as well. This one right here is going to be our Jamaican rum offering for today. This is also their cheapest offering in their lineup. So it's a unage stated Appleton Estate signature blend. So nothing fancy about this at all. So it comes from Jamaica. It also says it's using their limestone filtered water. So it should be super smooth as well. So that's going to be our first one. So the next rum in our lineup is our Barbados rum. This is one of my favorite rums. This is their XO offering. I've had their 5-year, their 8-year, and their 12-year, and this XO. I have not had their 14-year yet, but from what I've heard, it's really nice. But this is their XO, so extra old. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. I forget how long XO has to be aged for. I know there's age limits. I know for cognac, it's usually 10 years or above. I'm not sure if that's the same for this one. Some of them for XO, it's 5 years or 6 years and above. So if you have the answer for me, write it down below. I'd like to remember that. But yeah, this is their XO offering. This is actually made by one of the biggest brands in Barbados. If you haven't heard of them, their name is the Foursquare Distillery. So they also make this Dourly's bottle as well. So if you ever go to the store, you see Foursquare, you see Dourly's. They are the same bottle shape. They are made by the same company. The only difference is this bottle right here cost me about $20. Foursquare usually costs around $100. But this should be really nice as well from what I remember. For our third and final bottle, we have our Kirk and Sweeney rum right here. This is our Dominican Republic offering. As you can tell, I have already enjoyed this bottle quite a bit. It is very nice, cooked molasses. This is their Reserva, which again, I want to say means it's been aged for at least 3 years, so not too long. But yeah, let's gonna do a side-by-side. From what I remember, this one had a little bit of like kind of a spice pepper note to it, maybe a little bit of tobacco. This one is very sweet, kind of shiny, metallic vanilla when you're looking for a really sweet treat. So let's put them in three different Glencairns and let's see what we got. All right, now that we got all three of these poured up, the first thing that I'm telling is different is the color. The Kirk and Sweeney has a nice kind of golden hay color to it. The Dourly's a little bit darker, a little bit more amber, kind of caramel color to it. Definitely means it's older. And then the Appleton, pretty light, a little bit kind of in between, a little bit more age maybe than the Kirk and Sweeney, but still very hay in color. Let's see. Which way do I want to go? I'm going to start with the one that I have not had yet ever, which is the Appleton Estate. So I'm going to smell them first, and then I'm going to taste them, and then I'm going to go back through them as well. So already on the nose, very interesting, very metallic smelling, like I said about the Kirk and Sweeney one. It's got a really weird nose to it. It's almost got like a cognac spice type of smell on the nose. Maybe even a little bit of a floral note. Yeah, a little bit of spice on the nose, a little bit of a floral note, but I also kind of get like a weird kind of like non-food related note. Like I can't tell. I don't think it smells like a Sharpie like the last video for that whiskey. I don't think it smells like a Sharpie, but I think it smells like styrofoam maybe. It's like a very distinct smell. And I'm trying to remember what it smells like. It's very very light. I do get a little bit of like tropical, like dried apricot to it. Definitely get a lot of that shiny metallic vanilla from that molasses, but I do still get a weird kind of, I don't know if it's like styrofoam or if it's like a melted plastic type note or like a tin maybe. Oh, maybe it is an edible note. I kind of get like a marshmallowness from it, like a s'mores note. Yep, that's what it is. There's definitely a slight marshmallowiness to it. Don't know why my mind went to styrofoam and melted plastic for marshmallow, but all right. So that one smells interesting, but now that I kind of got my smells in order, basically getting a little bit of apricot, a little bit of kind of a marshmallow note. Ooh, this one's vastly different. I don't know if that has anything to do from the region, the aging, or what it is, but it's definitely deeper, darker, richer. It's not quite as shiny vanilla. You do get a lot more kind of brown sugar and like barrel char notes to it. This, if you're a whiskey fan, is definitely one to try. Yeah, I get dried fruit on this as well. I'm getting more like a dried apple, maybe like a Fiji apple. Even though this comes from Barbados, I'm getting a Fiji apple. But yeah, getting kind of like a dried apple, maybe like a dried peach. A little bit bigger of a fruit, less tropical, less small, less stone fruit, I guess I should say. But yeah, a lot more barrel char. You get a lot more of that kind of dark, rich barrel char on this one, which is super interesting. And then let's smell the last one. Oh wow. Yeah, this one doesn't smell as metallic as the first one smelled, but this one smells like I grabbed just straight up vanilla extract and I'm just smelling that. Getting a little bit of spice as well, but a ton of vanilla. Not a lot of fruit at all. It's just kind of a big spiced vanilla bomb. Kind of like a vanilla bean ice cream is kind of like closest I would say to this. But let's go back from the top and taste them. You know, the nose on it, the nose on it is very chemically. I don't know if I'm just picking up a lot of ethanol, but it doesn't remind me of something pleasant. It kind of reminds me of like flavored vodka. Like if I had a marshmallow flavored vodka, like very ethanol, neutral grainy. I don't know if they're cutting any of this with neutral grain. Um, let's see. It is 40% alcohol. I'll go through and talk. They probably all are 40% alcohol. But let's see. You know, it's a very young, it's a very young rum, and that could play a huge part into it as well. That kind of chemical note kind of has like a neutral grain feel to it, even though it says, you know, there's nothing else in it. It could just be the age. It could also be that limestone filtered water, which should add some smoothness to the taste. But let's see what it tastes like. Maybe it tastes better than it smells. You know, on the palate, it's okay. It is very very young. It's very metallic, very shiny. That vanilla comes across like artificial fructose sugar. Little kind of bit grainy on the palate as well. The taste isn't much better. than the nose, at least for me. Um, Probably not something I would sip. It does say on the back 40% alcohol, goes great in a cocktail. That is probably your best place to use it. This is probably not the best rum to be sipping. That being said, they do offer, an 8 year and a 12 year, and they have some of their bigger, more expensive offerings, which are probably going to be more sippers. For this one, it's leaving me a lot to be desired. Tiny bit of fruit to it, a lot of kind of medicinal, medical, sterile kind of feeling to it. Um, yeah, I can't tell. I don't want to say it smells like a Sharpie again, but it kind of does smell like a Sharpie again. Yeah, this one, at least for me, I don't see this one being better than any of these other ones. But let's move on to the second one and see if it's better. Now, this is the Barbados XO. Um, it's going to have a lot more age to it. It's probably going to be a better sipper. So it's probably already going to have a leg up on the Appleton estate. It's not much higher in proof. It's 43%, so 86 proof versus the 80 proof. But that's not going to make a huge, huge difference. But let's see how the palate compares to the nose. Yeah, still getting a lot of that dark, woody, kind of barrel sugars to it. Let's see how the palate compares. This one is so much nicer. Um, that could be because I'm a huge whiskey fan. I love bourbon. Gives me bourbon vibes. It could be the age. It could be the region. It could be a lot of different things. This one, it has that nice molasses dark kind of note to it, but it's not overly shiny metallic vanilla. It's very kind of subtle, dark kind of. It's more molasses than it is vanilla, but it's that kind of dark, rich note to it. You get a little bit of barrel char, a little bit of barrel spice to it. It makes me want to go back for more. Has that really nice underlying vanilla note, but it's not metallic. It's really dark. It has really nice spice to it. This by far is way nicer, at least in terms of sipping, than the Appleton Estate. And I believe they're around the same price point. I'm not sure if you can get this everywhere. I know you can get it at Total Wine. Appleton Estate, you can get pretty much everywhere. But if you find the Doorleys, definitely pick up a bottle when it's on sale. If it's not on sale, still buy one. So this one's my front runner for now. Appleton Estate's falling very short in comparison to Doorleys. Let's give Kirk and Sweeney a try and see where that one lands. All right, so this Kirk and Sweeney is also 80 proof, just like the Appleton Estate. But this one definitely has more of a shiny metallic, not quite as sharpy and sharp as the Appleton Estate, but still kind of a artificial vanilla kind of smell to it. It's not bad. Has a lot of nice spice from it. It is coming from the Dominican Republic. But yeah, it has a lot of nice spice to it, but it is very, very bright vanilla. Again, it tastes just like I'm sipping on literally straight vanilla extract. I believe they have a more aged version of this one as well. That might be a little bit nicer. It's not bad. It's pretty good. As you could tell, I haven't disliked this bottle. It's almost gone. Um, but it is way sweeter and brighter and lighter, which you know is good for some instances. I think the darkness of the age from the Barbados just really well rounds out, the vanilla notes with the spice and the barrel char. It's just the most well rounded out of the bunch. This one as well, I want to say is closer to $30 for the Kirk and Sweeney when you can find it. It's good. I've enjoyed it, but the Doorleys is another level. I'm definitely gonna have to pick up their 14-year offering because I haven't tried it yet. Their 12 is amazing. I'm not a huge fan of their 8. I'd rather take the XO and then the 12. Their 8 kind of was off for me. Yeah, so if you guys like rum, definitely go out there, try some different rums, try some different regions. Jamaica makes some great stuff. Even though I didn't like the Appleton Estate signature, there's so many other rums coming out of Jamaica that you should definitely try. with a lot more fruit to them, or give Appleton Estate a try and then move up from there. Or if you like it in a mixed drink, this one's probably perfect for you. Definitely don't sleep on the Doorleys. This is one of the best rums I've had ever. The XO is like $20. Like if you're looking for just a good sipping rum, pick one up. And the Kirk and Sweeney, super sick bottle. It's really sweet, so if you like overly sweet rums, this one's definitely for you. But yeah, I would say if I had to rank them, Doorleys by far is my number one. On a rum scale, I'd probably put this at a solid 9. I'm sure there's something out there that's a 10. This is definitely a solid 9. Kirk and Sweeney gets the job done. It's really nice as well. I'd probably give this a 7. And Appleton Estate, I mean, I didn't enjoy it. It could change over time. I just opened these 2 bottles. It could change over time. I don't know if it will or not. But it's also their signature, so I'm not giving it too much downfall on that. I would say in terms of a rum, it's not shit quality. It's decent. When you put it in a cocktail, you'll get past those kind of off notes. But for me, at least, I'm going to give it a solid 4. And I think that might be a slight bit of generosity from me. But I think I'm definitely going to give this one a 4. If you guys like sweet stuff, definitely go out, pick yourself up a nice rum, maybe with something with a little bit of age. Barbados does some amazing stuff, so go out and pick one of those up if you haven't already picked one up yet. Try some different ones. Let me know what your favorite rum is. I've had a lot of different ones. I have some spiced rum that's pretty good as well. Definitely very different than some of the aged offerings. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what else you guys would like to see. And we'll see you next week. All right. Peace.